Welcome back to another Stormwater Creek podcast. As you can tell, Jordan is here. Well, I don't know, maybe you haven't heard him yet, but Austin's here. Sean is here. Jared is missing, which is why we're not getting an NPR style kickoff here. So, Sean, how you been, man?
Oh, doing good.
Just out fishing?
Trying to, get through the winter doldrums, waiting for spring to kick in so the bass fish turn back on.
Yeah.
What have y'all been catching?
I've been catching some stripers up in the.
I still never caught one of those.
Yeah, they've been. Haven't been out probably 2 weeks, but the 2 or 3 weeks before that, got stripers, got quite a few SandBass, a few big females.
Oh, that's good times right there.
We had a client, dude, on my boat catch a 6'7" largemouth.
Oh wow!
So
all right.
Yeah, that was his big bass so far, so it was cool to watch him do that.
Get a PB is always nice.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's a long-time client that's a good dude. We'd like to see it happen for him.
I feel like it's about to get turned on. I mean, I feel like we're in the kind of the simmering stages of the spring fishing, you know?
We get through this next cold front this weekend, we'll be all right.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Here.
When we all went to the Sabine, that was February, I believe.
Yeah, that was it was like right after the snowpocalypse, like 2 weeks after, I believe.
Was it? That does sound right. It wasn't last year, so it was the year before. Yep.
Yeah. This because my buddy and I were going to head down there like right after, and they're like, ramp's too muddy, river's muddy. I think we ended up going like 2 weeks later, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds still pretty muddy.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah.
Right.
We got in though. We got in and out. Thankfully, I think they'd done a little bit of work on it, but
that place is they're closing this summer.
Oh.
Yeah, the couple that owns it decided to retire, so they're gonna guide, and then still have the ramp for this season, and then they're gonna close it down. Hopefully, there's a buyer or something.
We should buy it.
Is she the one that guides and can put you a big crappie? That they call her like the Queen of the Sabine or something like that?
Yeah, that's her. I think she has the state record white bass.
That's funny. I didn't put two and two together. We were in Galveston at the fly shop down there, and the guy was telling me we're talking about going on that trip, and he was like, "Yeah, man, you need to go with this chick." And I was like, "That sounds like the lady we were talking to that we're at the cabins," but like I can't say that for sure.
Yeah, that was her.
Well, I wish March was more doable for me. But you guys, are you going to try to make a trip over there, Sean? Maybe?
I don't know. Maybe.
Get a wild hair up your ass, may go over there?
Yeah, I'm thinking if I get a wild hair and I got a couple days, head to northern Arkansas for smallmouth.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That sounds like fun. Can you catch like brown trout and smallmouth kind of in close proximity together? Or are they kind of just different types of things?
It's possible. It is possible.
Okay.
So
you're saying there's a chance?
Same day on the same body of water, but you'd have to do traveling.
Yeah, you got to kind of get up. Makes sense.
The White River, it's doable, but guy I know, he's in Fayetteville. He guides Utah in the summer, and then wintertime he guides Arkansas. Spoke to him yesterday. Like, man, come on up sometime in March, early April for smallmouth. So I'm probably going to take him up on that offer. Do that.
I don't doubt you for that one bit. I can't wait to watch that unfold.
Yeah, and man, actually, there's a lodge up there we're working with now that would be a cool little Stormwater Creek trip.
Say when.
Mighty White River.
Say
Arkansas
when.
Is a.
I can go for work, so we can roll that all together.
Perfect. They've got a bar, so it's total sales call.
Oh,
bro,
there you go.
Bro, Arkansas is one of my states. We square.
Yeah.
Might have some events that you got to take some field staff to.
I can just set up events. That's my job.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. But you got some field staff.
Yeah, you're right. You're my influencers.
Correct. We
Influence
are your
outside of
we are your slutty Corona girls.
Oh, That is, I just threw up my mouth. Just, oh man, just
Come on, let us do it, dude.
No,
Can you imagine?
no one can resist me when I put my shiny suit on.
oh man.
Yeah, that's exactly what we
Stay
need.
at Discount Tire. Sean doesn't know. At Discount Tire, obviously, like I said.
Yeah.
The guy rolls in and he pulled up in a Fox body Mustang. I'm like, huh, you don't see that every day anymore.
Right.
He gets out, rolls in, and this dude is no joke in leggings. Pecker just smashed into those things. Like, all right, this is it. This is a day at Discount Tire. No shame. Rolling around, Pecker all smushed up.
I expect this behavior at the Walmart tire, auto and tire. I do not expect this at Discount Tire.
And,
Yeah, but
and
if
he's
you're
like
getting
clean shaven and put together. He wasn't just like a degen. I mean, clearly some sort of a degen. Yeah,
Anyone that gets out of a Mustang, I assume that's probably how they're dressed or whatever.
I mean,
Skirt,
that's fair, but
leggings.
Fox bodies being really popular when I was in high school. They still hold a sliver of my heart. And I don't even love them.
I dated a girl that had a Fox body.
That's cool. Sean, what were you about to say?
Mustang.
You were cutting out.
Yeah, please tell me he had a perm with
Oh,
leggings.
God.
No, it was kind of just normal ass haircut, kind of like mine.
Man,
Boo.
If he would have been like a dirty permed mullet, it would have been like, bro, get after it.
gosh.
He was
I
like,
support everything you're doing right now.
he was like, I lost my ass to LuLaRoe when my wife did. She was going to be like a millionaire. So I got to do something with these. And they're comfy.
Man. Yeah.
If you didn't take a picture with him, I would be extremely disappointed.
If he was more of a spectacle than a, you cut out again, Sean. I'm sorry.
he's definitely been to a Poison concert.
Oh,
I don't. Maybe it wasn't even that kind of vibe. Like he had like
Really?
running shoes on with it. Like he wore those to run around the neighborhood and just.
He's like,
I don't even know.
Oh shit! I'm gonna miss my appointment.
Smuggle some bratwursts around the neighborhood.
I think what this is an individual who has been married for so long that he just grabs his wife's clothes to put on to go to the tire place because he's like, she's been bitching at him for like 3 weeks to get a tire replaced or something, and he's just like, oh my God, and he just puts her pants on, goes
and doesn't even probably notice or care.
Just doesn't even care. Just doesn't even. He's giving up on life.
It's a pair of pants.
It's like Bill Burr said, just like waves crashing onto the beach, just slowly eroding away your life, right? You know, that kind of a vibe he's got, you know.
That's kind of how I've ended up. Whitney's always like, "You're gonna wear Crocs and just do that." I'm like, "Yeah, what does it matter?" Like, I'm not trying to pull any tail. I'm married. I mean, what am I gonna do? She's not leaving.
Croc shame went away just eons ago. Like, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, this weekend in Galveston, so let that be the first red flag of the story. We went past a vendor for the Mardi Gras parade that just had an obscenely large box of Croc like medallions, and there was one I should have bought for Jordan, which was just like a unicorn.
Yeah,
you know, the thing that just goes through the little hole on your shoe.
What were you gonna buy, Austin? There was one you needed to buy Austin more than you needed to buy me a unicorn.
What was it like? You or something like that?
It was Black Lives Matter with the blue line.
Lives Matter.
It was a thin
blue line.
Lives Matter.
All right.
I can't believe I didn't buy that.
I was like, I don't know if they're serious, but
to be honest, I can't believe you didn't buy it either.
It's just one of the greatest travesties of my life. So,
who's Travis?
Yeah. He's this dude I know down here. You don't know him. So
you guys are not cool.
Yeah, he's cool. Mardi Gras was pretty cool down here. Did you have a good time, Jordan, doing that?
I actually did. I was surprised. Braylee made out like a freaking bandit, dude. Like you couldn't even see that chick's like lower jaw. She had so many beads on. Like,
yeah. Very family friendly event, thankfully.
Except for that
one. It was
one.
a lot of fun. Yeah, that one dude was kind of a creeper, but you know, so shall goes the beach. You know? There's always one down here. Probably more like a dozen and a half.
A good solid dozen. That'd be a baker's
dozen. Yeah, baker's dozen. Just sleaze balls hanging around typically, especially on the Strand during Mardi Gras, on like the first nice day we've had in kind of a week and a half. So they were just out in force. So Olive has been doing really good. Everybody has.
Who's
hopefully
Olive?
Olive is. I think we've talked about Olive on the podcast. I was thinking about this. Has been kind of we've been kind of off and on lately. So I've talked about
the
Olive.
one words in the back of your screen.
Yeah, she's actually chewing stuff up right now. She just puts her mouth on anything and everything and destroys it. She's chewed.
I love that you said all this. Haven't clarified that she's a puppy. It just sets a whole new tone.
I mean, I think I just want to keep people guessing on what is he talking about.
I love it. I fully support this.
You know. I mean, so needless to say,
still rip it.
The illusion is over that I am talking about a puppy, not a human or something else. So Olive, the puppy who is 14 weeks old this week, has been pretty good and also a terrorist of the highest order. So last night we were up 2 or 3 times just because she needed to go to the bathroom. Normally that's out of the ordinary. She's been getting pretty good through the night, but we're still up a couple times. So, but she's doing place and she's doing sit very well. So doing the Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy things going along pretty well. Just following along. So
good job, buddy.
So Sean, before we get into a couple things I want to cover with you, I do want to bring up some latest and greatest news that we should be aware of, which is SB 434, which is the bill that the dude from Galveston, and that's his official name, is the dude from Galveston. He proposed this, which would basically eliminate public access through beaches.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, I heard about that, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, so hit that guy up and say or hit your person up in the Texas Senate or Congress or whatever. Somebody knows how that works, or maybe you can follow along for it's a bill on Capitol Hill special for figuring out how the government works. But that's make some noise about that because we don't want to lose the ability to basically access beaches and waterways through mean tide and high tide. So the other thing is just.
I was going to say too, and people need to also realize that's a slippery slope to once they do it there, then it's like, well, the river runs through my property and I want to be able to own the river in that because I don't want people on my property. And, then you lose it there
100%.
too, so
100%. So,
lakes, all that stuff, all of it's the same eventually.
Make some noise. Sean, what do you think about that? You pro that? You like pass that bill? Or you think no? Obviously,
man, try to dude. That is the most confusing language of any bill. Well, I don't know of any bill, but I tried to read through that and kind of comprehend what it was talking about because it talked about the low tide, high tide, and then the gradient boundary. And it seems like currently the gradient boundary or the vegetation line is what's considered. I don't know. It seems like it's a real gray area right now, and this guy's trying to codify the law to exactly what it is. But it sounds like he's trying to codify it in a way that it negatively affects the public.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty weird down here.
Probably not a good thing for us.
What's that?
On the surface, it seems like it's not a good thing for us.
Yeah.
But I could also totally be like, well, if I'm a landowner and these dudes are coming on my property, through my property, crashing my property every Saturday with their beer parties, you get kind of pissed off about it. So
absolutely.
Yeah, but if nothing else, just codify exactly where the boundary is so that it's not open to interpretation. Because that's kind of what we run into on some of the river stuff, especially the hill country, Guadalupe and the Frio, that it's not clearly defined where the boundary's at. It's up to the sheriff and the landowner and you, and you're always lose that
what
argument.
Kind of attitude you bring to the conversation, I'm sure.
Yeah. So
how their day's been.
Correct. If you've literally thrown trash down that's floating past you while they're talking to you is probably going to get you in trouble too. So, the other thing is just Fairfield State Park is
I was just about to say that.
So that that's kind of crazy. I mean, they did that. Go ahead.
There was something I read this afternoon about that. There's a bid or something put in for claiming an eminent domain on it. It would still have to go through Texas House and Senate, and it would have to be done quickly. But there's a possibility, from what I understood, and it could be very wrong, since it's been used as such for so long, the state could claim eminent domain, and they would still have to buy the property, but they could be retained.
Yeah, they have to buy it at the market value, which
Correct.
is stated price of $110 million.
Yeah.
I heard it was already sold,
Yes.
and
But
It's
the
not,
company
the
sold.
deal's not closed, or the deal's not fully vested or something.
Okay.
But this has been in the works for 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And the deal's been in the works for like the last 12 months.
Yeah. So that's
This has been going on for a while. Just now it's public and everybody's up in arms about it.
yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful park. Me and my family went there. We took our travel trailer and parked there and used that state park to hang out for a long weekend. And it was a beautiful place. It's awesome. It's kind of a shame, but
I think it's kind
We'll
of what
see.
you were talking about, Sean, in terms of like if you're the landowner. I mean, that is a leased Texas Parks and Wildlife leased that property from the owner. And supposedly the owner says that they never charged them for the lease. But there is $70 million worth of improvements on the land that the state and the taxpayer has done, which is kind of like, okay, well, how does that whole thing work? You know?
I know. Yeah, this is another one that there's a lot of pieces to it. And
Absolutely.
I mean, one, the state never owned it. It was always a lease.
Yeah.
So if I'm a business owner, and dude, your lease is up. I got somebody willing to pay more money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can match the offer, cool, but you're not matching the offer, so take a hike. But it's been used by the public. It's been stocked by the state. So I mean, those fit.
Yep.
Part of me is like, dude, yeah, man, if you want to drain that lake and take all the fish out and give it back to the state, cool. But then they're also that just lowered the value of your property because now you don't have a badass lake anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's interesting.
Yeah. But there's also I think there's 5 or 6 other properties that are leased as well. That this is not the state park, so be interesting to see what kind of precedent might be set.
yeah. And I also thought it was crazy because if you read the Texas Parks and Wildlife website, I thought it was a little crazy that they basically said, all right, well, this already is done. So if you have a reservation, we'll be calling you about that to basically cancel your reservations. It was really weird how that was like a thing. You think they would go a better date, but it's all of a sudden just like, boom, whatever.
Yeah, I think they originally, the idea was that they were going to keep the state park. I think that was part of the negotiations at the beginning. So they were going to keep those reservations, but I think the deal changed and they said, look, you can't come up with the cash, then we're just going to.
Yeah, because they wanted to turn it into like a
Golf course.
luxury kind of golf course, kind of gated community is what the other thing I heard about it. So.
Yeah, so so this was originally a power plant lake that was owned by TXU and then became Luminant. Since the plant's not open anymore, Luminant's sitting on property that they can't do anything with. And that's the whole reason for the sale, which is similar to another property that is halfway between Sherman and Bonham. It's another 1,000-acre lake that basically been closed for the last 20 years. That was on the market, and that one sold for I think $25 million on that property. Yeah,
Wow.
but it was at the time when TXU had it. It was basically the hunting and fishing lodge for TXU executives. There's a runway out there. They had a lodge and everything.
At Fairfield?
No, this was
up in near Bonham.
Yeah, it's called Valley Mill. I got to fish it 3 years ago, for one day. And you ever wondered what it'd be like to fish a lake no one's ever been on? That was the lake, and back to back 10-pounders type of deal.
Wow, it's because nobody'd been on it or what?
Yeah, nobody'd been on it. Yeah, they shut down the power plant. When they shut it down, is basically that was it. Like it was never open to the public. But when TXU went out of business, the lake just sat there, like untouched. Then finally, Luminoff's like, "Hey, we got to get rid of these properties."
Yeah, Mother Nature just let its thing
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
When
it's
did it?
old, and I think they're trying to make it into a high end resort.
Okay.
What I heard. But for $1,000 a day, you can go fish it now.
Is it worth it?
Man, oh no, because
Let's go to Ojai.
you know, some people say
Ojai.
that it's like
Ivy.
fishing without having to go to Mexico.
Okay.
So there's another place. If I was going to spend that type of money, I'd go fish La Perla down in South Texas.
I don't know anything about that one.
So you know Tecomate,
Yeah.
No.
the Tecomate Ranch.
Oh, okay.
This is the bass lake that's down there. That dude's working on his own genetics to try to raise the next world record.
Huh.
You're talking about. Oh, I caught just 2 8-pounds today. It was a bad day.
Yeah, it's high fits bass fishing.
Yeah.
Wow. So, it's pretty cool.
That's an interesting turn of phrase. Like that's.
I mean,
I get. Right. Yeah, it's spot on. I mean,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
High fit bass fishing.
I'm in.
There's another place outside Waco called Camelot Bell. That's the same deal. And then there's a place in Georgia that's actually got the fish all have RF tags. And as you catch a fish, they scan the RF tag.
That's badass.
They know when it was born, when it was released into the water, and they can calculate the growth rate. And if it doesn't meet a certain parameter, that fish is taken out of the lake. But it's like all instantaneous.
It's like culling like basket 8 points. You're just like, we've got a bunch of those. Get them out of here.
No, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, they scan them and go, okay, keep this one. That one goes out.
Mm-hmm. I think that's real cool. Because I've tagged all these. It's weird, I know that. But having tagged all those fish up at that other pond of ours.
Yeah.
Same idea, except doing the ghetto. We do, except for I'm doing it the ghetto way.
Like cane pole or?
No, tagging fish.
Oh, I thought you were catching, like going fishing.
What's going on?
I know you use like the little, what is it called? The
basic kind of
price tag gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's cool. So let's ask Sean a question here. From the high end, let's go low end here. Sean, have you ever heard of the Nutra Rodeo in Venice, Louisiana?
This is new for me.
Oh, you're in for a treat, my friend.
Yeah. So my brother is the one that started this, sent me a link. It was like, we should go do this. And so I sent it to Austin, and Austin was like, I'm so in on this. I can't even, everybody's in. And we thought we got to put together a team of people. Okay. Because, we thought like, Sean, you've got to be on this Nutra-Rat team. So what this is basically in Venice, Louisiana every year in like February, I think, like the last week of February, I think, or something like that is typically when it's at. They just have people come down and you enter a tournament to go drive airboats and mud boats through the swamps of Louisiana, and whoever shoots the most Nutra-Rats over a 24-hour period, I think, whoever shoots the most gets $1,000. Whoever shoots the biggest gets $1,000, and I believe they also give $1,000 for the person who can throw a Nutra-Rat the farthest. It's like $500. Okay, it's a lot less.
Yeah.
Los Tigres del Norte. We are in.
It is. So we have we have plenty of mud boats to run around out there and get crazy. I might have a line on an airboat as well. So basically,
I've got fish. I've got red dots for our shotguns. Yeah. I've got suppressors. We're gonna roll in redneck rich.
So
I love it.
We come in. We get an Airbnb down in Venice, and we basically have to run off of one boat, but we run teams. And so it's like, okay, you got this shift and you just go out. And then when you're done, you come in and you hang out and you eat and drink. And then it's like, oh, hey, you got to go back out on the boat and shoot more rats in the swamp. So they shoot like, so just so if anybody's listening going, oh my God, how could you go out and do this? This is horrible, just waste of life, right? First of all, they're one of the most invasive species that is destroying marshland in Louisiana. And need to be destroying.
Destroying. Deshoring.
Whatever. I think it's deshoring.
Deshoring.
Decollapsing. That's it. It's decollapsing the marsh. And they got to go. Not to mention everything that's killed is donated to the zoos. I think they like donate the meat to zoos to feed like lions and tigers, which I guess we can get into another conversation of why they're in the zoo.
There you are.
I was stretching. I was stretching my back. I couldn't get to the mic fast enough.
So I think that'd be a lot of fun to go to, Sean.
Dude, I have a buddy of mine from outside New Orleans that part of his retirement plan is to be a nutria trapper.
Oh, $7, I think, right?
$4 a pelt.
Yes.
Yep.
And he's like, and I get to keep the meat. I was like, that's your retirement plan. Good for you, man.
They do a Nutrirat cook-off too, or not? Maybe it's not a cook-off, but they do a big cooking thing. They like take a bunch and cook them down and make a big pot or gumbo with it. I think is what they're doing.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Speaking of which, anybody got a pickery javelina recipe?
I can text Jesse Griffiths. I guarantee you he does.
Yeah, he's got one. Did you shoot one?
My brother said javelina meat in a couple of weeks.
Skunk pig.
Because that just covers everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean. This dog is just eating stuff like crazy down here. Sorry.
I keep
waiting.
I'm
out of town, and so I'm on dog duty here, so. She's a crazy person.
Put her in a kennel.
Yeah, but that's upstairs. So, anyway, so you how's hunting this year, Sean?
Man, I had an awesome couple of days up in Lubbock killing dove, and then got me a 9-point and a doe, and that is it. No waterfowl this year.
We're gonna have to change that next year.
I did the opposite of that.
Yeah,
I didn't see a deer this year. No, I did. I whiffed that shot at a doe somehow. Or everybody says I didn't. There was just no blood. But did shoot a ton of ducks.
Lots of ducks, lots and lots and lots of ducks. I think we're gonna have an episode with the South Texas crew and the North Texas crew to talk duck season here in a couple episodes. So
for the recap,
it'll be fun. Recap of the 2023 season. But I shot more ducks this year than I have in, I think, 5 seasons combined. Fairly close. It was a different ball game down here. We had a great duck season. So I have a lot of duck. I'm hoping that those duck poppers by BTK's mom is done soonish.
Did she got the stuff though, you said?
I haven't heard from her, but I'm hoping they're done soon. I've got to reach out to him again and kind of be like, hey, where are we at with this? Also, I have some crawfish tails I need to pick up from him.
Did she already take the duck with her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got all that over to him.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we'll see. Sean, so SandBass, you've been catching a little bit. You know, how's that whole season going to get kicked off here? It's kind of like right.
Man, it's right around the corner. Like last couple years, it's always getting into March. They start to filter in. You're catching them here and there, kind of depending on what the weather and the flows are. But then by middle of March to 1st of April, it's like that's the middle of the run. That every time you go out, you're catching fish. You're catching high numbers of fish.
Wow.
Yeah. So a month from now, we ought to be in the thick of it.
Yeah, I wish I could get out and do a little bit more of that. It's just all saltwater for me now. So, but I miss going to those little creeks in my neighborhood.
That's horrible.
Oh, it's a death sentence, really. All I can fish is redfish and trout. Oh, it's terrible.
No, there's way more fish than that.
Well, no,
that's all I want.
Flounder, and I want flounder. I want to catch. My goal right now is just the Texas Slam in one outing. I've caught it, but I want to catch like those 3 fish in one go. and I've got 2 out of the 3 a bunch.
I want to see what the Prodigy skiff looks like. Because I had so much fun taking my little boat out there, but I want something a little bit better already.
Wait. Who knows a really good aluminum welder?
Me, us.
All of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Chris Morjohn, who's the guy that designed all the Hell's Bays,
Okay.
like the best skiff designer ever, just released aluminum plans for one of his skiffs.
Really?
Yes.
That's
and if you buy the plans, that gives you license to build as many of them as you want.
Yeah, this place we know is not set up for that.
Yeah,
it's like a junky old hot rod shop that's really good at welding aluminum.
Well, I mean, so like Sabine skiffs, they basically cut the aluminum with a circular saw, and then they just pick it up.
That's fantastic.
They're not in jigs or anything.
They got a cardboard template. Yeah,
everyone is custom.
Yes,
I want to go see their. I'd love to go see their facility. It's not far from here. So, and he lives across the bay from me. So, I wish I could get to know that guy.
Speaking of neighbors, you ran across Jennifer and Rob yet?
Jennifer and Rob and Tiki?
I think they're not. They might be. He's got a Hell's Bay. He's a bit of a social media influencer in the fly fishing world.
What's his name?
Rob Schmucky and Jennifer Matsu.
I have not.
They're kind of a big deal.
Okay. Jennifer Matsu. Let's see if I can find them on the socials. But they're down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're down there.
Yeah.
I just picture Abe like cruising the golf cart over and like he's just going like back and forth to the same street and someone comes out of the house and he's like, "Oh, hey, fancy meeting you guys here. I'm Abe."
Are you Jennifer Matsu? Okay.
Do you like to fly fish? I like to fly fish.
I like to fly fish. Come on, let's fly fish.
Are we friends now?
Fish. We just became best friends. That's the thing. So,
right.
But yeah, I'm hoping just like you with SandBass, they'll turn on. So, any hot tips for anybody listening on how to catch a couple more SandBass besides call you?
Yeah, that's the best way. No, it's So what I found the last couple of years with flies, like chartreuse and bright pink for the eyes. So like the traditional Roadrunner.
Okay.
Got like that pink or that red kind of head on it, that white body.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of similar with the fly, but if you get what you can do is take a black light and like check the eyes. If the eyes glow under a black light, then that's what you want to use. It seems like the catch rate's like 5-1.
Huh.
Okay.
The type of eyes. Yeah.
So how do fish see in color? Like, is the black light or the UV basically? I guess is what it is, right?
That's it. So fish, they see in a UV spectrum, and so stuff that fluoresces. So when you shine a black light and stuff glows, they can see that glow. They can see that. And so if you want to like deep dive into like lure theory and color theory and fly design, if you take a black light to your materials and if the material glows, then that's a material that you want to use. Especially like in off-color, stained, dirty water because of that glow. So that's part of it. And then also like you want light and dark next to each other. That contrast, they can pick up on the contrast as well.
Okay.
So, but stuff that fluoresces under a black light, that's in the UV spectrum, and that's what fish can see.
Do you think fish, like different species of fish, see that differently, or is it just kind of like that's how the fish eyeball works? Just like
that's from what I understand, that's just how the fish eyeball works. Okay. And then there's another thing that like different colors disappear underwater at different depths.
Yep.
Like red disappears past 3. You can't see red; it turns to gray. And I think you get down to like maybe black's the last one that that grays out. But yeah, you can find a chart somewhere, but yeah. And so based on that, you can also kind of pick your colors based on the depth that you're fishing. So like that Cajun line, the red fishing line, that's why it's red, because it's you can't see it underwater. That red kind of turns to gray.
So it's just kind of muted out.
Yeah.
See it. Wow, that's cool. I'm sorry, did somebody have something?
No.
Oh, thought somebody interrupted, but yeah, so I guess that's kind of cool to kind of think about how they see as far as UV and whatnot. Any other tips for like, okay, so most of the time when I was in the Metroplex, and if I'm in, same kind of like urban setting, right? Most of these like little creeks and back channels that you could probably, from where I was at, we could catch a bunch of sand bass in them. Any tips for like how to cast in those tight quarters if you got a fly rod?
The roll cast works really well. And I'd say like the biggest thing is like getting your flies down. I think if you can get your fly on the bottom, you're going to have more success. Those fish, they kind of run along the bottoms and along like edges.
Okay.
And so like we found like last year that if you had like a rock face underwater, imagine like a rocky cliff, that they would run along that rock ledge just as much as they would run on the bottom of the river as well. And so that's kind of what we would concentrate on, is those rocky ledges, gravelly bottoms, and just getting the fly down as deep as we could. And so using like sink tip lines, Rio makes these things called Versa leaders, which is like a 7-foot quick sinking like sink tip you can add to a fly line. So I always carry those in the boat. So if somebody wants to use their own gear, I'll loop that on there to their fly line, add a couple feet of like 8-10 pound tippet, and then tie on one of those Clouser with the like chartreuse or pink eyes. And that combo, they would start catching fish like no problem.
Bing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I've gotten so far away from the fly rod until Jordan came down here this weekend that it's good to talk about it again because it gets me going. I need to get.
Did you see my fantastic casting, Sean? I've already had comments on it from my other fly fishing buddies.
Man, I wasn't judging you. I mean, that's whatever you got to do, man.
Well, it was funny because like I was telling Abe when I was doing it, like I could tell I was casting wrong, but like my elbow just kept on coming out and out and out and out, and I just like couldn't keep it down. I was like, I don't know what the problem was. I knew I was doing wrong. I just couldn't fix it.
Yeah. Start doing that chicken wing.
Yeah.
That elbow getting higher and higher.
Yeah. And I was like, I need to keep my elbow down. And I was like, start casting and immediately go boop.
Yeah.
If you're whipping it, you're doing it wrong, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Snapping is more the action you need, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always, plus there was a little bit of wind too. So it was kind of like, okay, you can kind of go one direction here. So that was the other thing, but we kind of got into some fish. I would say we got into fish. We just didn't catch any, which kind of sucked, but.
Well, man, the fact that you found like tailing fish and saw them on the flats, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Just locating fish is like,
yeah.
If you can locate them, eventually you're going to catch them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that I spent. That's why, like, when I moved down here, I did abandon my fly rod except for like one time. But I just was like, I just want to go. I'm not a very good fly fisherman yet, and so I just wanted like, okay, let's go use live bait. Let's use a cast, just a spinning rod, and let's just go try to figure out where everything's at and try to see if we can find fish, and then. So now I feel like I've gotten that down fairly well. I've got a handful of spots around the house here where I'm like, okay, I know I should be in fish here if I'm in this area. So I think this year is going to be my return to the fly rod. So
real breakout year, buddy.
F you, bro.
Whoa. I was being serious.
Oh, really? I thought you were being kind of facetious.
No, I don't know anything about your whisker do's and whisker don'ts and shuttle bugs and
without
fishing the riprap, whatever people say.
Yeah, the ones that we bought.
I mean, what you said you did makes perfect sense. I mean, being able to just throw a spinner real fast while you're studying water and trying to figure out spots and quickly just bust it out and throw it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like fishing's fishing, bro.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And you're out there fishing by yourself on saltwater fishing on a skiff or pulling a flat, dude. It's hard to use a fly rod and push a skiff at the same time. And it's like you got to do one or the other. It's hard to do both.
Yeah.
There's no shame in spin rod.
Well, and then you just got to do the smart thing, and you just keep your fly rod somewhat close. You catch a fish on your traditional, throw it down real fast, and then hold your fly rod in your mouth, and then hold it to fish, and take the picture.
Dude, that's totally cool.
And no one will ever know.
They'll never know.
They'll never know. They'll never know.
They're gonna know.
They're not gonna know.
They're gonna know.
Unhook the fly off the guides before you do that. You got to make it look real natural, not like you just pulled it out of the rod rack.
Yeah,
or out of their cheek.
Yeah,
you just gotta have kind of a mess of line underneath you.
This scares me about y'all swinging them things all around. Just like, I'm going to catch this in the eye. I know I am.
It is kind of
all the time.
Well, stop watching.
Here's the deal. Like, so when I'm pushing Jordan with a push pole and he's casting. I mean, the thing is that it is kind of like you do have a much longer rod than like a casting rod. And so it is also kind of off to the side if somebody's doing it right. Now, I can imagine Sean has some stories of like, oh, shit, like fly whipping past your head, and probably it's me who, as Taylor Swift says, hi, it's me, I'm the problem.
No, yeah, man, there's some stories. It's not as many, but like the whole like push pulling and someone on the front of a skiff, because you're controlling the boat, you're kind of like, you're the captain.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. Let me get you in position. And that way that like, what I like to do is say, if you're on the bow and you spot a fish at like 11 o'clock, what I want to do is I want to like kick the back of the boat to the left, so to speak, so that now the fish it's spotted at 11, but now it's like at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that way, when you're casting, I have nothing to worry about. You're casting over the bow, and I'm completely out of the danger zone.
Yeah, for sure.
Pro move there. Pro move.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And plus, you can kind of see the caster, you can see the fish. You're seeing everything from the side instead of like me looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
get a lot better idea what's happening that way. Yeah, it's a team effort, man. You're pulling, and then someone's on the bow. It's a team sport.
Yeah. I'm excited to get you down here, and
man, I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna try to get myself, when we get a date settled, that I can kind of practice my polling, so when I get down here, I'm not atrocious with you.
We'll figure it out, man.
Oh, I know, but
get up, no, get down, get up,
yeah.
No, get down.
Oh,
You
yes. Whole slap. That was the thing. Yeah. So.
Well, dude, like do the flip pallet and just like pull from the front.
I mean,
go back.
I have 100% pulled from like the center part of my boat. Have you been in Jordan, Austin's boat before? Haven't you? Yeah. So that center part where everybody sits in front of that rack that he's got, I've pulled from there a bunch of times and just kind of like, scurried up the polling platform to like if I see something, but I stay kind of down, and then I'm like able to move around, and I don't have to navigate around the motor as much, but I do end up turning myself a whole bunch because I'm just doing on the sides.
What I have been toying the idea is getting my trolling motor, it's removable up off the bow. So if I do have somebody on the front and we're on a flat, I can take the trolling motor off and it's out of the way. But like taking another one of those bases and put it on the back of the boat so I can move the trolling motor to the rear.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can front setting up, and then I've got the wireless boat and run the trolling motor that way. So it's kind of pushing me along from the back of the boat, and I can sit in the front and fish.
Turn your bow mounted trolling motor into a stern, right? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, when you started that whole thing, I was like, oh man, that is a pro move. What he's about to say, like I figured it out, and I was like, yes, I like that. Modular
But the other
trolling.
is you do the same thing. Stand in the back of the boat and just have the troll push you backwards. The only problem is then all your weight's in the back of the boat. There's no weight in the bow, and it
sits up at an angle.
Trying to control the boat that way.
I mean, that was the thing when we were going out. It was a pretty calm day, but going out, I was sitting right next to Jordan, and we were bouncing a bunch. And then I got on the front, and it was like boo, like glass,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're dolphining real bad, like with both of us in there. My weight was all at the back.
It was a fun boat, though. I mean, it's trying to get into that. We were at the lowest tide that I'd seen since I've lived down here in 7 months, 8 months, and it was crazy low. What's that?
You're basically an old sailor now.
Oh yeah,
He's got the Salt Life sticker and everything on his truck already.
Let me tell you what.
He peels it off when we go down there, so we don't know. But then he puts a new one on when we leave.
I've
been
putting those on there.
I am not joking. Whenever they leave my house, Sean, I immediately okay, where would they have put this? At my house. Like, where is this at?
There.
Exactly.
You haven't there's no Salt Life stickers at my house.
Okay.
It's
cool. We ain't worried about it.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah. See, this is I like what you're trying to do, which is to make me go think I'm crazy, and now I have to search more, which is really what you want.
We're not trying. That's fine, dude.
Dude, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Let me tell you what. There's something wrong with you if you bought a Salt Life sticker.
You think I have that kind of shame?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I used to be a service technician. We bought dumb stuff like that all the time.
You know how many
I got no shame.
Stickers I've put on other people's cars of various things in my life?
Truck nuts.
I chained and locked a pair of truck nuts to a coworker's company vehicle, Abe. You think I'm against buying a Salt Life sticker?
A mere Salt Life sticker?
I'm offended. You act like you think I have too much. You don't think I have enough pride. Yeah, exactly. To buy a Salt Life sticker at a gas station in Galveston.
I dare you to buy a Salt Life sticker with a ski mask on. You're ridiculous.
I don't know.
Well,
heavens to Betsy.
So I guess we've been talking a lot about saltwater, so I'm going to round it out here with just a little bit of some tips for some redfish. Anything tip-wise there, Sean?
Cast
to
better.
Share with me?
Yeah, become a better caster.
Don't suck.
Stop sucking.
Try hard. Just
Suck
110%. Make sure you have some sort of Sitka gear on, right? Oh, no, that's elk hunting. You can only kill
you
elk
need Filson. We talked about this. We need Filson. So that you can cast better and catch fish better.
Yeti.
Yeah, you got to have a Yeti hat.
Yeah.
And sticker. I mean, the cooler's real optional, but you've got to have a hat and a sticker.
There's nothing like wearing a hat for your cooler because that's how much you love your cooler. You got a hat for it.
I got stainless for it. I got, got to.
No, I think on the redfish, there's just no substitute for just going out and doing it.
Yeah.
Just the more shots and then learning how to feed fish, figure out where your shot is so you can present the fly so they can see it. And that's just figuring out, okay, that the fish that's facing away from you or swimming away from you, that's like a Hail Mary. It's rare that fish will ever turn around and eat a fly because when you present the fly, you're bringing the fly to the fish, which is totally unnatural. That doesn't happen ever in the wild. They're always chasing stuff. So it's learning to present, okay, that I can drop a fly based on the depth of the water and the conditions, how close I can put that fly to that fish so that they can see it. But not so close that it spooks when the fly hits the water. Then really, yeah, that's the biggest thing. Just working on being an accurate caster, being a quick caster. That you caught that fish that feet, and then one false cast, drop the fly on target.
Yeah, that seems to be like when I'm watching. Jordan and I were just like killing time, and we watched a couple fly fishing videos on Reds, and that was one. Like they were absolutely just able to like move from their right to their left, kind of like boom, boom, out, fly out, and then boom, boom, fly to the right. So they were able to just kind of be very quick on the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, in Texas, it's different depending on where you are on the coast. And the way I describe it is that down lower Laguna Madre, South Padre, Port Mansfield, that's like fishing for bonefish in Mexico. It's small flies, really long cast. You're presenting, 50, 60-foot shots to get those fish. But as you move up the coast towards Louisiana, that casting range starts decreasing. That by the time, if you ended up in Venice, that's a lot of 15, 20-foot shots. And that's kind of the norm because that water's deeper, it's darker. You're not seeing tailing fish. So it's being accurate at 20 feet and quick. It will catch you more fish than being able to drop a fly at 60.
So you're saying that I'm in the right place to be a fly fisherman because 60 feet is a pipe dream to me.
Well, no, you should still work at 60 feet because, someday you're going to want to actually catch a fish that, is out there.
True.
I thought he was just going to say someday you catch a fish. End of sentence.
Someday you'll catch a fish.
You'll want to catch a fish. End of sentence.
Jordan, what were they talking about at the Galveston Fly Shop about catching in the surf? Pompano? Was that what it was? Pompano?
Are there pompano?
Don't remember.
Oh man,
Spanish back?
What was it? Not pompano. It began with a P, I thought. God damn it. I can't remember what it was now, which sucks. But it was something like that began with a P, that you catch them in the surf, they're eating sand fleas.
That might be pompano. Sounds like pompano.
So he was saying, yeah, you get out there and you can get in the surf, cast pretty shallow out, and, small little sand kind of looking fly, catch pompano. I think, like I said, I think that's what he was saying, but casting out kind of horizontal to the coast.
Yeah.
And he said that you could just take a hook and then just run your hands through the sand and then pull out little sand fleas and hook that on there and then use your fly rod with live bait, which was kind of I was like, that's kind of a neat thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what sand flea is. I've heard the name, but I couldn't place one.
There's as big as your thumbnail-ish type of little bug that runs on the shore in the sand where the waves go. When the water goes out, you'll see them kind of digger.
I thought those were tiny crabs.
Crabs, yeah, it's a sand flea.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So have you caught one? That's what they eat.
Before, Abe?
No, I mean I didn't even know this was a thing.
That was my
maybe I should. I
wanted to jump the gun. I get excited.
But what if it's icky?
Like a fish.
I did catch a trout today that I picked up and took the hook out of.
No one was there to tell if you did or not. So whatever you say, okay.
We're gonna know.
The camera's
You're never gonna know.
We're gonna know.
I hate all of you. Not you, Sean.
That's not true. I'm just asking.
I think you're awfully sassy tonight.
I'm not. I'm just chill.
He is pretty sassy.
I'm cool as a cucumber.
cool as an ice cube. I think that's. Anything. Let's see here. I guess we didn't talk about bass. I think the only thing we should talk about bass is the best way to cook them, just to be completely controversial. Controversial, I think is the pronunciation.
Slap Your Mama makes a really good fry batter for that.
I like that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Slap Your Mama.
You coat them in mustard, roll them, and slap your mama. Deep fry them in peanut oil.
I'm quite surprised at the number of people who have never done when I fry fish around them and I put it in mustard and they're just like, what the fuck are you doing?
I didn't. I mean, I wasn't against it, but I didn't do it before. You and Sean did it, or Sean mentioned it, or something.
No, I saw Abe doing it.
Oh,
I was like,
I remember you
yeah.
and I drinking beers and flip flops, watching him do it.
It's from my brother.
That's become my go-to now.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
I went and bought the little basket, and I got the 1 gallon thing of Slap Your Mama. Yeah, I'm prepared now.
That's what's up.
You're just a bass frying machine.
There ain't nothing wrong with that, dude.
I made
My
some.
go-to. What are you saying?
I made some fish tacos for my parents over Christmas, and it was catfish. I'm 99% sure because it's right next to the SandBass in the freezer, and I'm the worst at labeling things because it's just kind of whatever to me.
It's white flaky.
It's gonna get bad real fast. Nelly.
God, she's on the cables.
Oh, wonderful. While they're dealing with that technical nightmare, I have gotten my favorite way is redfish on the half shell.
Yes.
The way that Austin cooks it, compound.
You did it, Austin.
Chorizo compound butter. Just
Chorizo compound butter is the jam.
You're welcome.
Like flesh side down for 2 minutes, a minute, and then just flip it over on the skin and let it cook slow with that butter. Put that butter on there and be like, oh.
It's
just
delicious.
eat it right off. It's so good. So good. I did catch a bunch of flounder this year too, and man, I love redfish, but flounder is delicious.
It is. It tastes like butter.
It is. It's so good. They're so much fun to catch. Redfish is awesome, but catching flounder is what a neat, just kind of strange looking fish, Just flat plate you're dragging through the water.
You gone flounder gigging yet?
All right, so my boat has that big casting deck on it, and I've got a buddy down here. We'll leave it at that. Who has got some flounder gigging lights, and so we're going to go figure out how to get this thing to work. That's the other thing about the Nutri-Rat rodeo. My brother's got a guy down there who does redfish, and get this. This will be an assault on the sensibility of a fly fisherman. Redfish with a bow in Louisiana.
Anything goes.
I am not against that because nail one of those with the bow and go freaking cook it up, man. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Flounder, redfish on a bow with bow fishing.
Limit, whatever.
Let's go. Kill a bunch of rats in the swamp and then go bow fishing at night. I don't know about you. For reds and flounder, I'm in. And you should see some of the places that Austin and I were looking at. There are some trash hole bars.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited. Oh, it's magical. You think dive bar, this is dive bar's grandpappy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whoa. Super cool. They still had 90s Bud Light posters up that had the chicks in the bikinis from the 90s. Party, dude.
One Airbnb was in the parking lot of that bar, of one of those bars. So we're just
amazing.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if you're, I know you are, obviously, Sean, but for the listener out there who's Venice, Louisiana, I know Venice, Italy, they must be very similar. Wrong.
They're both on the water.
They're both. You are right. They are both on the water.
Paris, Texas.
Yeah, Paris, Texas ain't no Paris. But I even feel like Paris, Texas is a nice, it's a nice city. Campbell's Soup is there. Venice, Louisiana looks like it's 12 construction, never-ending construction sites. A bunch of docks.
Built.
Yeah, it is a sea shanty town. That is awesome to go and hang out with, and I cannot wait. You got to make sure Hagarama doesn't fall over that.
I can't make anything happen. We can choose to skip it and go on a Mertrin rampage because I just want to plug 2 5.56 rounds off a moving boat at a swamp rat.
Sean, you should do yourself a favor.
Guys, I'm probably just going to sit on the boat and laugh for a while.
It's hilarious.
Oh,
Sean, you should go onto YouTube and just look up Nutri-Rat Rodeo, and you.
Believe me, this is what I'm going to do tonight.
You're going to be like, what? I didn't think I could watch a 20-minute Nutrirat video. Wrong. And then there's just like video footage of the Nutrirat throwing competition. There's like different divisions. There's a men's division. I think there's like an over 65 league that goes on. Like they've got like 4 or 5 divisions of rat throwing competition going on.
So go and find a dead possum. Is that a good way to practice my Nutrirat?
I mean, these things look
hold
big.
it. We'll get some, like, I got a sandbag. We're going to fill it to the average nutria weight, and then we're going to just tie a piece of nutria-sized tail rope to it. Boom.
There you go.
That's Ivy League right there.
Yeah.
They got some kettlebells. I might just start doing some kettlebells.
Dude.
Lift with your legs, you know.
Right.
I think somebody threw one like 15 yards, 20 yards. It's hilarious to watch. It's shot just like Martin Scorsese shot it. It is some drunk person with a phone that's just like, ah!
He fell over. One guy threw one into the crowd.
I forgot about the jackknife.
One guy's gun fell out of his pants. Like magic.
The gun. Oh my God. I cannot wait to be down there.
Even more than the gun falling out is that nobody gave a shit.
No, that was just like, hey, dude, your gun fell out. And it's like,
buddy, you left your gun on the floor.
Hey, buddy.
Not ground, floor.
Yeah. See, I use one that tucks in, like they're all comparing holsters at that point. It was awesome. I cannot wait. So you have formally been invited as a member of the Stormwater Creek Nutrirat Rodeo team for February of 2024.
We got jerseys.
Oh, I will get Montucky to sponsor our jerseys.
There's
100. I'm not kidding at all.
Austin and I have spent way too much time talking about our Nutrirat plans.
I'll see what it'll take to get my boat wrapped in something ridiculous.
First of all, you need to buy that Go Devil, that 2016 Go Devil, 2060 Go Devil that we saw.
Like for that money, I'd buy a loaded out Prodigy, but we're not going to go down that rabbit hole.
No, I hold out hope that my boat is back
12
soon.
$12,000. If I had to spend a little money, I would spend $12,000 and put a Mud Buddy 50 or whatever they are, GTR 50 on the back of mine. Forward neutral reverse, that would change that boat's life.
A little voodoo exhaust, so it sounds good.
Oh, it'd be built.
I don't disagree with your talking right now.
We don't need to go down with that rabbit hole.
Why not?
Because y'all want to talk about fly fishing. We can talk about.
We want to talk about fishing.
Yeah, talk about fishing. Jug fishing's cool.
Jug fishing is super cool.
That's all I got to add to this.
That's it.
Yeah, dude.
Jug
fishing by yourself sucks, because especially on my boat without a trolling motor, because it's like, all right, kill the motor, grab it. Oh, we got to make another lap.
Like crab trapping by myself is like horrible. Like I can put them out by myself, but picking them up is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a fun 2-person job.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about a beer drinking experience. Let's go drop a bunch of crab traps. So Sean, when you come down, like we'll like I need to just start like monthly buying more crab traps, so I have like 10 or 15. So I have 5 right now, and so it's like whoever's here, I can have 6 if there's 2 of us, but if there's multiple, I could have whoever I get on the boat. Like we can get the girls on the boat and go pick up crab traps. That way we can have even more.
If we can do it in the big boat, we can have even more.
Yeah, no doubt. That's the thing. I'd like to go. We should, Sean, when you come down here, take the big boat out to the jetties and see if we can't bring one of your big rods down here. And
I'm in. Totally, we'll do that.
Catch sharks.
Totally.
My buddy BTK says he can help get us on sharks. So if he can do that, we'll see about getting a fly rod shark. That'd be kind of cool.
I would learn to fly fish for that.
That'd be a fight.
You heard it.
Sold.
I said it right there.
What are you thinking for something like that, Sean? Like a 10 weight?
12.
12? Yeah, just a big ass.
Forgot the 12.
Give me what's like the diameter, the thick end of that rod.
I don't know. Heavy.
No, got your wrist.
It's a tarpon rod.
Okay. Yeah. You talking like 2 inch?
No, man. Like the
Probably like your thumb, right? Maybe a thumb and a half.
I mean like the bottom diameter.
Yeah,
Probably like
the thickest part.
it's as thick as a finger. Not quite a thumb, but it's a finger.
It's really more the reel, right?
And the technology in these things is amazing to me because I just don't see that working. But that is cool.
Yeah.
I've seen some people catch some big fish on a fly rod.
I do not believe you.
Didn't a guy catch like a big tuna on a fly rod the other day? Like
Nate caught.
I'm sure it happens. Oh, that's right. That's who that
Nate
is.
caught
Nate
a
Wilson
decent
caught
sized
one.
tuna on his fly rod.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Running around in Mexico. We're gonna have him on soon. Talk about field trauma. Looking forward to that. Well, Sean, what else did we not cover?
Yeah, I think that's it, dude.
Anything cool happening in the shop soon? I mean, there's always something going on. Fly tires night.
There's fly time tomorrow night. I think we're doing a Howler Brothers event.
Jordan and I got our first Howler Brothers shirts and wore them out to dinner together. So you can say it's been kind of serious
or something.
Yeah. Call yourself a fly fisherman if you don't wear Howler Brothers.
Yeah, it's impossible.
I thought Yeti.
I mean, it was.
There's a lot of things.
We'll be on. It's like everything else. I mean, they are nice shirts. It's very comfy.
Look, the fact that you have a turtle box already, Austin, has put you further down the road than most people starting off being a fly fisherman. Okay, just facts. I'm not even kidding.
You have 2 turtle boxes on your boat.
Oh well, he got one, and so then I was like, thankfully he got his around the time that my birthday existed. So my wife was like, I'll just get you one of those. And so
we linked them both on this last duck hunt, and when we were all down there, it's real cool.
Yeah,
it is because you can run and you can hear it over the motor.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They're super cool. They're worth every penny.
I'm a big fan of running. If like when we're like go to Texoma, linking both of them and playing Black Sabbath as we.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it. It's like the boys in Enter Sandman and Pops Top. I forget the name of that one. What's the Pops Top? They that has to be played on the walkout. Tops Pop.
I mean, I've got Bluetooth speakers, but I never cared much until I saw Jordan Stockton some high end. I'm like, that's really cool. And this is 100% honesty. Since I've owned that thing, 75% of those days at minimum, it's been used.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I went last week at the least. I forgot a little like battery pack, and I was going to the blind, and I had that thing laying in the back of the side by side. I just carried it into the blind with me and charged my phone on it. Great.
They're awesome.
Great.
They're awesome. So Turtlebox.
Yeah,
we should have them on.
Looking for a sponsorship.
I mean, that's the problem with us is that we try to get sponsorships from people and then just buy the shit and then never get anything for free.
We're not good at this.
Turtlebox needs to hit us up. McDonald's needs to hit us up.
Oh, McDonald's,
and
sure. Mountain
Dew needs to hit us up.
See, that's the problem is McDonald's is bad enough for me. Mountain Dew, I feel like we'll just.
I've got 24 cans of Mountain Dew at the least right now for next week.
Nice.
Mountain Dew's good.
It's the Zero Mountain Dew, though, right?
Of course.
I think we should also mention that the Stormwater Creek crew, well, at least 2 of us, have begun a journey that is recommended by most people. And you live your entire life, you go through these ups and downs and these trials and tribulations. And then you come across something like this in your life, and it changes everything. And for Austin and I, that has been 1,000-pound sister on TLC.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Bro. Everything he said is truth. I was very like, I don't care. This is dumb. I know the girls watch it. Like, that's cool. Mm-hmm. And we started. And it's like, no. Let's all grab another drink and spin up a few more episodes. Because you can't make this shit up.
It is legitimately what you should use for the definition of a train wreck.
Oh,
where you just
goodness.
You want to look away. You know it's not right. You feel disgusted for wanting to watch, but you're still going to watch.
You know what?
You want to know what the next train looks like that's toppled over.
After a couple episodes, I kind of felt bad.
I shouldn't use that right now.
You're right.
Should we use that analogy?
No, because it's that's a whole nother rabbit hole we can go down. It's all these train wrecks, but we don't need to. But yeah, there was a couple episodes I kind of felt bad about. Like Jordan said, it was just like, these people, that's a mess. And then I found out how much they paid them per episode. And we laughed, and I felt real bad for a second. But then the next episode started, and it was all washed away.
Spin another one up.
I'm telling you, Sean, if you ever just need just a pick me up, okay, I'd like to read you now, Sean. And I'm not, and for everybody out there listening, this is on the latest, so it's this is coming out probably the week of the 20th, 22nd or something, right? Of February of 2023. The new episode of 1,000 Pound Sister dropped last night, and my wife and I watched it. I'm going to read you a line from that I swear to God is not made up. My grandfather died before I was born. He drank antifreeze, and that's how he died. My uncle fed it to him.
Love it.
I mean, I'm not even joking. Like,
you can't make that up.
Minute 45, this occurred.
Sometimes I'm clever. I couldn't make that up if I tried.
I mean,
I've heard some real good storytellers in my life, but you can't make this up.
Oh my goodness.
And just so we're clear in the context of this is Amy, who's the sister, one of the 1,000 Pound Sisters, who has had stomach. Yeah, the hot one, if you will. Who's, I'm telling you, like, this bitch ain't got. Stu Scott's got nothing on her. Let's just leave it at that. She was trying to plant a garden and had her brother come over, who was dressed in overalls and a hat, and that's what prompted my grandfather. He looks like my grandfather. My grandfather died before I was born because he drank antifreeze. My uncle gave it to him. And when I heard that, I laughed so hard that I cried. And antifreeze. And then I had to immediately text the group and just put those words out there. And it was like, this was a line on 1,000 Pound Sister tonight.
Oh, I lolled, legitimately lolled.
Sean, do us a favor. Like, watch one episode and just text us and just gut through it and just let us know what you think. Just pick one. Doesn't matter. You can pick it up brand new.
The heroin. It's just a little bit of heroin.
Say that again, Sean.
Said I got to watch Nutri-Rat Rodeos, 1,000 Pound Sister.
Yes, homework. Watch. There's not too many videos of Nutri-Rat Rodeo on YouTube. 2 or 3, I think, and they're great.
Just a couple days.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No, like 30 minutes maybe. And then, like Abe said, pick an episode of 1,000 Pound Sister, and because I mean everything about it at face value is it completely. You can pick it up anywhere you want. I mean, it just is what it is.
Oh yeah, I highly recommend it to those people. And here's the deal, guys. It is February. You are trying to cash in favor with the wife to try to get out and do things more. Let this be an experience, and please let us know. Please let us know what you think of this wonderful show.
And if we can ever manage to get them on the podcast, we will.
Yeah, I'm trying some emailing of like producers. That's who really I want to get on, is like the staff behind the scenes, right? Like the camera guys, a producer, just to be like, okay, we see what you show us. Let us hear, like, what does that house smell like? What does that couch look like?
It smells like.
It is aggressive.
I told you what it smells like. Soup that is too hot.
Ugh.
It's just a weird, steamy fart smell.
Sean, I'll leave you with this on 1,000 Pound Sister. In season 1, they had to go to a scrapyard to weigh both of the sisters to figure out if they are eligible for thumb stomach. So, a scrapyard. Yes. And it appears as if they just drove up. They Googled nearest scrapyard, drove up to it, and these guys are like, "You want to do what?" Like, not. I mean, these aren't professional actors. This is some Kentucky Kentucky scrap metal worker who's like, "I'm sorry, you want to do what?"
Like this dude's just trying to get his workday over to drink a Budweiser, and this van rolls in just screaming at its own suspension.
She sits in the back of a Dodge Caravan with no seats in it.
She lays in it.
Like she's just Jabba the Hutt.
Have you seen this?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
And the Jabba the Hutt reference is pretty. Yeah. She's the tiny dog with her.
Yeah.
R.I.P. man. R.I.P. All right. Well, this episode is dedicated to that tiny dog whose name is Little Bit, by the way. I don't know if you can tell. I'm very much into this. There is no real sports on because, who cares about the end of college basketball? So this is what I watch. This is my time. Sean, can you commit to one episode?
I'll watch one episode.
All right.
That's all you need. It's like crack.
I really wish that I get
like a couple days they'd be wearing a 1,000-pound sister shirt.
Oh, dude, that's what I really hope that I get Sean just saying like, "Hey, man, fuck you." By the way, because now I'm into season 3. I can't stop watching it. I had to get TLC the app because I could like watch it for like free with commercials. So I just bought the app to like be able to watch them commercial free. Like get into it like that. And then start talking about it at the fly shop. That would be, if I had to draw it out, I'd love to see you like sit down with Christian and be like, "Hey man,
have
look,
watch party at the shop."
Oh,
bro, I'm there.
Oh, now, dude, we got the 98-inch screen.
I know. We can see Tammy in almost real life.
I just like, what would that like the people who are on the Tailwaters email list gets an email that says, "Join us March 14th at Tailwaters for 1,000-pound sister viewing. And we're going to have Smith Optics and Sage Reels."
Oh.
We're going to auction off a cameo by Amy.
And get somebody to get, like, first beers on us to get you into this.
I
kind of want to know who's going to show up now. Like, dude, out of our customer base, who shows up for that? I'm now genuinely interested.
Just to see who's a real G?
Yes. Like this will be a topic of discussion at tomorrow's morning meeting.
Tailwaters single-handedly brings about like a 30 to 40% increase in women fly fishing by having their weekly 1,000-pound sister viewing. We've had to cancel fly tying night because
all I can see is you bringing this up in the morning meeting. Like, so I was on the podcast with the Stormwater Creek guys.
Hear me out.
Everyone's going to be like, "Oh God, what did those DJs talk you into?"
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Please let us know how that meeting. We'd like some recap notes from that meeting, if you don't mind. The minutes, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Sean, we've kept you long enough. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it, guys.
If I was an adventurous young lad who was like, "Man, this sounds like it would be cool to go fly fishing for SandBass, but I don't have a boat or a fly rod, or I do have those things and I'm not very good at them like Abe," how would somebody reach you to be able to have you take them out?
Well, you can find me on the Instagrams, just Sean Polk _TX. You can also call Tailwaters Fly Fishing in Dallas, 214-219-2500. Just ask for me. So
the correct pronunciation is Sheen. Sean Polk.
Yeah, Sheen. SCAN.
Yes, exactly. Cyan.
Yeah.
Sean Bonnet, since that's what we call everybody.
Sean Bonnet. I apologize, Shane. I think you're going to be on in April. So I'm going to make right with Bonneau, I promise. Well, thank you for listening. Please follow us along on Stormwater Creek, Instagram, Sean Polk, Tailwaters. All solid follows on the social media to alleviate your work doldrums in the middle of the day. Follow us for funny content. Follow Sean for fishing pictures because that's what he does.
They're done well, too, unlike ours.
Yeah, mine's got like a thumb in the picture.
I saw that.
Focus. Yeah,
Mode, your friend.
exactly.
Focus on the fish's eye, not on you.
Exactly. There you go.
Word up.
It's a pro tip right there.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Q Braley.
Stormwater Creek is the best. Grinch, the captain. Aim, the helper. Jordan, the problem solver. I hope you like Stormwater Creek. Stormwater Creek.